welcome back to another episode of the Mind of Reese. I am coming to you in my second bedroom. It is a little messy, and my background's a little messy. However, we're moving this room around to create it into a podcast studio, which I am so excited about. So forgive the mess. Sexy, it's messy. And if you know me, I always like to say sexy instead of sorry because it's sexy anyway. And I love you and thank you for joining me. Today we are talking about the habits that has helped me generate millions of dollars in my business. Now, it's actually just one habit that has helped me generate, lots of money in my business, not only in my tattoo business going to 6 figures, but also creating a side hustle, that side hustle also becoming multiple 6 figures, also closing shops, opening shops, traveling all over the world with my education, also traveling all over the world for tattooing, throwing seminars, doing retreats. I would say it's probably the biggest part of my life that I've been doing for the last 8 years, a habit that I have cultivated that has catapulted my business in so many ways. And now why I say that it's helped me raise my prices, show up in the online space, speak to the people that I know I want to speak to, call in my soulmate clients. Why I know it's helped me do all these things is because we often think that change happens on a physical level, and it does not. Change doesn't happen first on a physical level. It all starts with the mind. First, right, you have to think about, I want to change. Right, we have to think it first, then we make the moves. So it all happens from an internal space. But how do we continuously think about it? How do we continuously stay motivated to constantly create that change, right? Our why, our dreams have to be so big and so aligned within us that we actually continue to take the pathways toward that change that we desire, toward that dream that we desire. But if the dream does not outweigh the fear, then we are going to stop or self-sabotage. So this one habit, and I know that a lot of you already know what this habit is, I do, because I've been doing it for 8 years, but this one habit has helped me release, heal, and rehearse all the things that needed to happen in order for me to intrinsically create the habit of change within my body so that I can be someone different in order to do something different in the material world. And this habit, meditation, baby. Meditation literally is the tool that I utilize in order to up-level every single fucking day. I'm not talking about every single year. I'm talking about quantum leaps every single day, baby. Like, I change my state of being the moment I step inside the quantum, into my mind, into meditation. And meditation is just the tool that helps you heal, that helps you release, that helps you rehearse. And when you can do these 3 things on a daily basis, get ready for magic and miracles to happen in your life. Get ready for synchronicities, possibilities, and opportunities to show up on your doorstep. Because once you become aligned, once you become unified, in the unified field that you are creating, that you are magnetizing outside of a coherent heart, which is your heart here, your heart, your actually beating heart is what's creating an electromagnetic field all around you that literally magnetizes the things that you desire on that same frequency toward you, just like a Wi-Fi signal, just like a radio signal. And so when we think of meditation, and by the way, I am doing Meditation 22. It is a 22-day meditation challenge. It takes 21 days for something to become a habit. This is the reason why I'm talking about my money-making habits. This money-making habit is just the most crucial one that I've ever implemented in my life. It has saved my life. It is something I do almost every single day. I would say that there have been times when, of course, I'm human. I want to have my breaks. I'm allowed to have breaks. But for the most part, every time I come back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I never left. And I would only leave, I'd say, longest is 2 weeks. Because I can't live without it. I can't live without touching that part of me that is intrinsically connected to everything on the planet. Everything in this entire universe is connected. We are all connected. And when you can touch and taste and feel that part of you that is all connected and all knowing, what a world, what a life. I'm in love. So think about it. Meditation, the act of closing your eyes and rehearsing who you are going to be when you open your eyes begins to install new neurological hardware to look like you've already done it, So by rehearsing, you are now creating a memory. And now your brain is just a record of the past. So now what you have done is you've created a map towards your future. So you say, okay, I'm going to work with my body and breathe and start to feel the emotions that I want to feel. Feel the emotions of the person that has the things that I desire. The heart starts to produce a profound signal. It produces a magnetic field that is measurable. You can actually measure. Science. So now you have a coherent brain, which is intentional, and you have a coherent heart, which means you can feel the emotions of your future before it happens. That's all we're doing, is searching for a feeling. And now you've created a broadcasting signal, this electric magnetic wave. And the brain tends to be, right, an electrical in nature. It's firing and wiring, as Joe Dispenza would say. So it sends an electrical charge into the field. And the heart is a magnetic charge, which draws things to us. So when you think about it, thoughts become things. By changing the way you think and feel, you're changing the signals in the field, in your frequency. And if you're able to maintain that state of being for an extended period of time, something magical is going to happen in your motherfucking life. And you continue to do this over and over and over again, you will create change in your life and in your business. It is impossible for it not to happen. You want to talk about manifestation? You want to talk about how all those things secretly get aligned, and you're like, wow, I don't know how I just happen to be at the right time, at the right place, is because you were focused on a thing that kept you in a state of being at all times. So what's so beautiful about this aspect, about meditation, is that you can shift your state of being. So now your baseline is joy, is security, is inherent worthiness, it is safety, all the things, freedom, all the things that we feel with money, like money and having a thriving business. We just feel this, all of these things: joy, safety, inherent security, inherent worthiness, freedom. And now I feel that all the time. I don't need anything outside of me to feel that. So now I am rich before I am wealthy. But all of a sudden, all of these synchronicities happen. All of the things that I am vibrating on that frequency start to come. All of a sudden, I am starting to get opportunities. People are starting to hit me up in the DMs. People are like, oh my gosh, I just stumbled upon you. You're amazing. And you start acting different. And once you start acting different, you start doing different. When you start doing different, all of a sudden, things start changing in your life. And the one thing that I really love about meditation is that it does teach you how to master patience. Because if you can master patience, you can master anything. So to, create and plan out your goals, your dreams, the strategies, understand the universe and how things manifest, the time it takes is part of your learning process. So everybody is on a different learning journey. And this is a part of your learning process. And it's a hard thing to realize this when things are not coming fast enough. Whether it's a check or a job or a loan or a dream or a goal, it all takes fucking patience.
Oh my God, you guys. I am so excited. The Worthy Wealthy Creative Retreat is headed to Acoma, Mexico. January 12th through 16th. 2025. This is for the artist who wants a full body immersive experience to create a magnetic brand following their soul's mission. I can't even tell you how much I had so much fun in this last one. We already have 6-7 people already in. Oh my gosh, put your deposit down today so you can reserve your seat. We're only taking 14 artists, so if this is you, click the show notes, get into the vibe. I will see you in Mexico. I cannot wait.
So it's one of those things where if I can learn how to cultivate patience, know that I already have the thing that I desire because I can create the feeling within my own body that creates new neural pathways, that also changes me on a cellular level, because now I'm creating immunoglobulins in my blood, it's helping my immune system. So I'm basically healing myself from the inside without anything. And I'm healing not only my body physically, my brain, my heart, my emotions, And when I start to do that, I start to clean the connection to spirit, to God, to universe, and whatever that might be for you. And then now I'm connected to the oneness that everything is one, and there's no separation between me and the thing that I desire. And when there's no separation, that means that that thing is already here. So that means that I can be patient because I've already taught myself how to be patient, because actually I don't have to be patient because it's right here, right now. What a fucking paradox. What a fucking paradox it gets to be. So the thing is, it's like you're not actually far from your dreams as you think you are. You are actually so much closer to your dreams than you think. But because you think it's so far away, your belief is in accordance to that belief system, which will always keep it that far away. So how do you bring your dreams closer? You just need to believe and know that you are one decision, one belief, one book, one course, one seminar, one relationship, one something away from a completely different life. And when you know that and you embody that knowing, you begin to look for them. And so if every day you were to close your eyes and start to get in really clear with who you are in your body, and get really clear with what it is you want in your life. And if for some reason the thing you want in your life feels far away, that feeling right there is something that needs to be shined. And there's a light that needs to be shined upon it. Because at the end of the day, what happens first is you need to heal that part of it. And then once you heal that part of you that doesn't believe that you are capable, because you are a limitless potential and you are absolutely capable, the moment that you tap into that part of you, you release. You begin to release. You alchemize that feeling just by giving it permission to be felt. And by giving it permission to be felt, you've created more safety, more security in you to know that you've got you no matter what the fuck happens, no matter how you show up online, no matter what hate you get online. If someone hates on you for a post that you've made, you'll start to live in polarity. You'll start to shine brighter because you're going after what you want. In this small human existence that we have, we only have very few years to live on this planet. How are you going to spend it? How are you going to spend it? In fear of the unknown, or walking with that fear and leaning in to the feeling? So when we lean in, we take responsibility. Once we take responsibility, we heal. Once we heal, we release. And then when we release, we rehearse. We rehearse who we desire to be. Who is the person that has the things that I want? What iteration of me has those things? In one episode, I talk about timeline jumping and quantum jumping. I'd highly recommend that episode. That episode is badass. But it's talking about the same thing, where time and space is just time and space. The linear time and thinking is past, present, future, all on a horizontal plane, but it's not. Past, present, future is always happening simultaneously, all in one time. So if just like how it says, Joe Dispenza says that, like, if I can think it, and if my brain is just recordings of the past, and I've already created a memory through the way that I've been thinking and rehearsing while I'm closing my eyes, and I've now created a memory, which now my brain has a pathway toward the future. It's now has created this pathway toward the future. So how is that all happening simultaneously in the present moment when I am sitting here in my present moment, thinking of me in the future, now that I've created my past, but I'm also creating a path to my future in this present moment through meditation? It's because, according to quantum physics, everything is happening all at one time. That past, present, and future isn't on a horizontal plane. It's actually stacked vertically. And that it's all happening all at the same time. And anytime I think about my past, I bring it to my present. Every time I think about my future, I bring it to my present. So anytime I worry about my future, I'm bringing that here to my present, and I'm operating from that space. But if I think about my future and the person that I desire to be, who is already free because she has all that money, who is already traveling the world because she feels good that she can, who's doing the tattoos that she's very fucking proud of, and she's charging her worth in that. Oh, she's already doing that. So how does that feel? She lives in the place that she wants to live. I live right on the beach. Absolutely. Have the partner that I want to have the business that I want to have. Open up a shop? Sure. Close a shop? Sure. Is it not aligned? Sure. Always following in alignment. That's what she does. How does that feel in my body? How does it feel to always just know you're on the right path? Ooh, that feels fucking good, right? That feels safe. That feels secure. That feels like I trust me. Okay. So let me feel all those feelings now. And now I've just literally quantum jumped into another iteration of myself. That's how fucking easy it gets to be. And you spend 80% of your time on this, meaning that you spend it every single day, a little every day, because that's how we create a habit. And you think about 80% of your life, you do it once every day, 10, 15, I go an hour, baby, because we got to. I love being up in the quantum. Like, I honestly don't want to be anywhere the universe is not, especially if we're going to have conversation about, where I'm going to go next. Like, that gets to be it. And so anytime I'm in a mood, anytime I have a bad feeling, anytime I'm feeling lost or demotivated or overwhelmed or overworked, I know that that's not going to fuck up my magnetism because my baseline is already there. When my baseline is already on the inherent joy, the belief that I can trust in myself, the freedom, the safety, the security, the idea that I'm a money fucking magnet, and just because I didn't make money in the last week doesn't mean that, instead of it being, oh, I didn't make money last week, I'm not making any more money. It's like, I didn't make money last week, holy shit, something big's about to happen. Like, that's where my brain goes. And so anytime I feel or crunchy or sad or something, I can hold the duality of both. I already know that intrinsically my baseline is joy and that I'm rich and I'm wealthy from the inside and I don't need anything outside of me to do that. And then all of a sudden now I'm operating that way. So even if I have my attitude shifts like waves, your attitude shifts like waves. It doesn't create it doesn't shift the belief. And if your belief is that you are abundant and that everything is happening for you, you'll be magnetizing shit even when you're sick in your bed and you're like, oh God, I had to cancel all my appointments. But then all of a sudden you're like, oh my goodness, I got all these deposits for all these other appointments, or I opened up this pathway, or oh my gosh, I did this multiple income stream class with Reese, shameless plug, and now I'm making multiple income streams and now I'm making money even when I'm not making money. It's like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. It's like, oh my gosh, could you imagine the things that you would create, the things that you would do? So this particular habit, meditation, and all of its different tools within that meditation. So it's not just meditating there's several different meditations that I love to go through in order for me to really heal, release, and rehearse. And constantly doing this, this 3-form operation here, this strategy and this framework in order for me to continuously be on top of my state of being so that I can continuously walk as the person that I know I am deeply. It's not that I'm actually walking in any other iteration that I'm meant to be. I already am that person. I already am that. You already are it. And sometimes, we'll fall back to the old version and sometimes we fall back or whatever, but I already am that person. I just choose it now. Just because I don't have what she has yet, keyword, yet. And when I believe that with my whole heart and soul and I know that it's coming, it's like an Amazon order. I'm not checking and refreshing the Amazon order every 2 seconds to see which way it's coming. Is it coming from the right city? Is it coming from LA to San Diego? Or is it going from a different city? Oh my gosh, it shouldn't go through Atlanta. Like, I'm not trying to dictate how my Amazon packages get here. I just order it and then it appears. It's literally what you're doing when your brain is coherent and your heart is coherent. When your brain is intentional with what it is you want and you're creating the feeling within your heart, and you're creating that magnetic field, you're magnetizing that shit to you. And like an Amazon order, it's on your fucking doorstep. And that is what I want for every single artist, spiritual entrepreneur, spiritual tattooer out there in this world. So if you're ready to make that kind of change, I'm actually having a 22-day challenge. Like, holy moly, like, yes. Meditation 22 starts August 7th. It's $22. Literally $22. You get full access to the arc for the remainder of your time. So if you sign up today, you'll get on the arc and you'll have it all the way up until August 30th. And so you get like a free month in there, which has all my daily trainings. You'll get access to all of my other trainings and my courses and things like that up until that point, if that feels aligned and alive for you. And you get to just come and dive in deeper into the meditations. After we do the meditations, I'll talk about them in my daily trainings in the ARC so that we can deepen into it and get even more juicy embodiment within it, so that when we hit the 22 days, this is something that you just crave. You're like, I can't let this go. It's not, not trying to force this to become a habit. It's something I crave and I can't live without. And that's what it became for me. I'll tell you straight up, it was not like that when my spiritual counselor told me to, oh, I want you to do 30 days of 1 hour of meditation. I was doing like 10 minutes at the time. I was like, oh, fuck no. I can't do that. I don't have time for that. What happened? I made time because I like to gamify things. So this way, I'm challenging you. Triple dog daring you to hop in on this, to challenge yourself to do a meditation with me, which will probably be around 45 minutes on the dates that we'll send to you once you sign up. And it will literally change your life. And if it doesn't, well, you didn't do it right. No, I'm kidding. I have had so many artists literally tell me how much it's changed their life. I've had artists take home after doing these particular meditations and then, and working with me. It's been incredible to see people call in, 10K days where in deposits where they're calling in also make clients. They've booked out their entire year. They've opened up shops. They've traveled the world. They start doing, education. They became coaches and mentors and educators. Like it's incredible the things that you can do when you release the blocks from what it is you're meant to do on this planet. And I just want everybody to feel the fucking way that I feel on a daily basis. You want to get into that vibe, like the way that I'm just so hyper all the time? Let's go. In the show notes, click the show notes, sign up. Take the time to put it in your schedule so that you don't miss a meditation, because this will be the ride of your life. I love you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next episode.